I thought we were being played off for a second. It was like the Academy Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Phillips brothers. Before we begin, the speeches tonight have just been really remarkable. Jeff, what you said was so heartfelt and just really kind of awe-inspiring. And one of these days, I hope you learn the last name of your wife. Marilyn, unreal. Unreal. Just so great. And Mom, fantastic. Really. Dad, the definition of class before you accused your sons of being pedophiles. It was really great until that point. And Katie, awesome. We're so excited. When kind of crafting this speech, I talked to Charlie about, how we were going to begin, and he asked me to start with a reading. The Chubb Insurance Company is running a limited offering. Right now, you can get $250,000 of term life insurance coverage for as low as $14 per month. Contact your local insurance agent for more information. Oh, we're just getting started, folks. We figured that since so many Phillips Brothers customers would be at the same place at the same time, now would be a great opportunity to do some account management. Our bookkeeper, Elsa, is walking around with 2 armed guards and a clipboard with a list of every client who hasn't paid their premiums this month. Oh, Elsa, the Lutzes are right over here.
Our best man speech at Jeff's wedding has nearly 70,000 views on YouTube. No joke. Yeah. So the stakes could not possibly be any higher. This is like the Empire Strikes Back of best man speeches. I'd like to take this time to thank the Sterns, Jeff, Nikki, Marilyn, General Squirrel, if you will. We're so thrilled to have you as part of our family. We couldn't ask for a better addition. Jeff and Nikki, now that we are family, Han and I want to thank you in advance for letting us stay at your home in Sundance anytime we want. We look forward to seeing you again next weekend.
But really, for those of you who were at my wedding, the speech that my brothers gave me was amazing. It got 70,000 views on YouTube. I'm just curious though, after my mom watched it 60,000 times, who are the other 10,000 people? But speaking of my mom, she's been a little nervous about this big day, wondering if it'll ever happen. Just breathe, Mom, you made it. Yeah! But I think we should all raise a glass now to her and Roger, Dad and Annie. None of this would have been possible without the 4 of you.
And now to Jackie, Captain Squirrel Phillips. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise a glass to the second Phillips sister. Jackie, you've always been so great to me, and on behalf of my massive, dude-heavy family, we welcome you.
And now to Champagne Charlie. Charlie Phillips, the groom. Words Vegas has been betting against for the last 38 years. We figured that since we are the Phillips Brothers, and Phillips Brothers have been selling insurance in Chicago since 1873, 5 generations of insurance. Jackie, we're gonna sell you the Charlie Phillips insurance policy.
Waiving the commission, of course. With any insurance policy, you must determine 3 key elements: liability, pre-existing condition, and terms of coverage.
So speaking of liability, as young kids, Charlie was the star athlete, the top student, and frankly, sometimes I, as the second brother, felt a little bit like a liability. I remember when we went to Rod Schroeder's summer tennis camp, sleepaway camp, where campers were assigned court numbers based on ability. Charlie, of course, was on court 1, playing with several players who went on to play college tennis. I was assigned to the parking lot.
It's true.
Charlie always had the best toys and games. He never shared with me. Touching Charlie's G.I. Joes without his permission was an easy way to get an open-handed slap right on the back, which was Charlie's favorite form of punishment. He didn't punch, he didn't kick or tackle. It was an open-handed 5-star right between the shoulder blades. And because of that dreaded back slap, I never got a chance to play with the much coveted Star Wars Ewok village. But hopefully now that he's married, I might get my chance. But like a good insurance salesman, Charlie always follows through and pays his claims. He's been a role model to me, paving the way through every major life event. Bar mitzvah, actually we were both bar mitzvahed in this very same room. High school, college, and grad school. Now that I think of it, I was kind of hoping he'd pave the way through marriage and fatherhood too. What a letdown that was. But in all honesty, Charlie, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so thrilled for you and Jackie. Such an amazing addition to our family. And I want to thank you for always having my back when you're not slapping it.
Jackie, the next step in the Charlie Phillips insurance policy will be to determine pre-existing conditions. No, I'm not talking about Charlie's gastrointestinal issues. I want to tell you about a much more serious condition that Charlie went through, puberty. During this phase, which we all witnessed in horrific first-hand accounts, Charlie gained about 30 pounds by eating a vat of tuna salad from the fridge every night at 10 p.m. Before there was Free Willy, there was my brother Charlie. Charlie would invite Dan Lutz over and go into the dining room and close the door for hours. As curious younger brothers, we would sneak up to the door to eavesdrop and hear what they were doing. And we put our ear up to the door, and this is what we would hear with Dan Lutz. My magic spell beats your Dark Lord by 3 hit points. Yes, but Black Lotus adds 6 mana to any attack card. Jeff, Eric, and I were in the room in utter confusion by this Magic the Gathering nerd fest. Most grow out of this phase. Charlie just grew right into it. Lastly, and best of all, Charlie decided to adopt the most massive unibrow you could ever imagine. He looked like a Jewish Frida Kahlo. In fact, we own the website right now, www.charliephillipsunibrow.com. Check out the website after speech and you'll get an idea of what we're talking about. It's true. Please actually do. charliephillipsunibrow.com. After speech. I mean, this thing was like across his forehead. Anyway, but luckily, Charlie grew out of this pre-existing condition and has truly been a leader of our family. From excelling in athletics to receiving top marks in both college and law school. As an older brother, Charlie continues to push the bar of what success looks like, and we were all lucky to follow in his path. And now he brings Captain Squirrel into our lives to raise the bar that much higher. Char, you're a great brother, and we're so happy for you both today.
I'm going to talk about the term of the policy. Forever. Which is a little bit longer than the 10-year age difference between Charlie and me. Since we were never in the same school together, our greatest bonding experiences happened on vacation. Every winter break, our family travels to Sanibel Island, Florida. A wonderful tradition started by our Grandpa Marv and Grandma Ellen, who, like my mom said, are certainly with us tonight, along with our Grandpa Philly, who, if you were here, would probably be at that bar. The timeshare units were perfect for a single mother, her 3 handsome sons, and one unibrowed ogre. Sadly, the conditions of those units haven't been maintained through the years, and now that I'm 6'2" and Jeff has size 14 feet, it's like vacationing in Pyongyang. In 1994, I was 6 and Charlie was 16. Massive unibrow, fat, acne, just hideous. You wanted to vomit when you looked at him. Our units had 2 twin beds for Charlie and Jeff, a fold-out couch for Matt, and a piece of unstained carpet for me. I would often have trouble sleeping. Scared, upset, flustered. I would go to my big brother Charlie, and I'd tap him on the shoulder. Charlie, I can't sleep. He'd get out of bed and build me a nook of pillows and blankets under a fan, a veritable sleep fort. You remember that. Occasionally, though, I would still have trouble sleeping even in the fort. And I'd go back to Charlie and tap him on the shoulder. Charlie, I can't sleep. He'd go tuck me back in, patient, understanding, and empathetic. One time, I went to him a third time that night, and I tapped him on the shoulder. Charlie, I can't, Eric, go to fucking sleep, god damn it! So maybe not the most patient, but Charlie has just been the most amazing older brother. And Charlie, I gotta tell you, man, watching you get married out there today, reading those vows, just knowing you and watching you up there and saying those heartfelt comments, I've really just never been more proud of you in my life. And I've always looked up to you, but today was really great, man. And Jackie, maybe only wake him up once or twice if you're ever having trouble sleeping, not 3 times.
Your premiums will be a constant devotion to one another, but with any insurance policy, there will be hazards. Like when Charlie runs out of Propecia.
Eats something that inflames his stomach.
Finds a scratch on his Audi.
Tweaks something in his back.
Misses a Pearl Jam concert.
Loses a paddle.
Gets his hair wet.
Can't find a comb.
Runs out of hair product.
Goes bald! Is it too much?
Way too much.
All right, sorry guys. But with any insurance policy comes benefits. And that we know will be a lifetime of happiness together.
A family of your own.
Which might possibly lead to a 6th generation in Phillips Brothers.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain.
Squirrel, get up here!
We all have sorrow.
Sing along!
But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Lean on me!
When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Charlie and Jackie Phillips, everybody! Brothers, 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 brothers.
Wait, hold on. So we're gonna upload the video to CharliePhillipsUnibrow.com. Let's try to beat 70,000 this time.